Alright everybody, Desert Gold getting ready for the installation, or we'll call this part 2 of the Superlative Arms gas piston system. In order to speed things up a little bit, I've already installed the bushing in the upper receiver, and as you can see, I hope you can see, it's mounted. You drive it in so it's flush with the receiver. You don't want it protruding in any way, otherwise it might interfere with the operation of the charging handle and the bolt carrier. Anyway, in full disclosure, I did whack my thumb with the hammer once in the process, so yeah, that one stung. So the bushing is in place. The next step is going to be installing the gas block itself. Okay, so the next step is to insert the drive rod into the gas block, and that is without the spring on the drive rod at this point. So now we've got the drive rod in the gas block, and you take the gas plug and tighten it down or bottom it. Don't over tighten it, just tighten it till it bottoms out. The next step would be to put the gas block on the rifle barrel and thread it into the upper receiver through the bushing that you've installed. You will notice that the gas block, will sit all the way forward against the shoulder on the barrel, as you can see. Next, you will take your stripped bolt carrier and place it into the receiver, so, and then you want to push the bolt carrier forward until it is flush and bottoms out against the barrel extension inside the upper receiver. So we're going to push it forward like such, and you will notice that it moves. Let's see if you can see this. It has moved the gas block forward towards the front of the muzzle end, and this is proper seating for the gas block at this point. So what you want to do is tighten down or partially tighten down the set screws until you get your final alignment as far as the gas rod having perfect alignment with the upper receiver with respect to forward and back and right and left. Let me do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've tightened down or snugged down the set screws. We still have our gap that I showed you earlier, and you want to check to make sure that the op rod spins freely, has free movement in all directions, which it does. So this is ready for the final steps. Okay, so we're closing in on the finish line here. Basically all I did was what I pretty much showed you before, is you take, once you have the gas block aligned properly, and you check for clearance on the drive rod, making sure everything is free flowing, if you will. It rotates and it moves back and forth freely. Then what you do is you remove the gas plug and insert the spring that you left off during the seating process back onto the drive rod, screw the plug back in and bottom it out. After it is tightened down, you will, you can see it here, hold on. This plug has a notch in it, and when it's tightened down, that notch is pointing up. When you get it bottomed out, then you back it off 180 degrees so the notch is pointing at 6 o'clock. And what that does is it sets the gap for the drive rod and your bolt carrier. So this is pretty much set right now. All that's left to do is the gas screw is down to fully closed, which is down there, and you back it off 4.5 turns. It'll be the gas block will be fully open. And then if you want to adjust for recoil, the neat thing about this gas block, unlike other gas blocks, is that you can go further, opening the block past fully open, and this has a bleed port, so you can go from, say, 4.5 turns to, say, 8 turns or 6 turns, and everything past fully open, excess gas and pressure will vent out the front port or the bleed port. And what you would do is the same principle or procedure that you would do for checking for the sweet spot would be to make sure that you put 1 round in a magazine and check to see if the bolt stays open. If it does, you can continue until the bolt doesn't stay, or the bolt carrier doesn't stay open, and then you go the opposite direction till you get to the point where the bolt stays open. So what I'm going to do now is put the bolt together, and for all you people that are just getting into piston systems from gas impingement, remember to take your gas rings off the bolt. You don't need them with a piston system, and that's why I like this bolt spring, because it adds some of the tension back that I was mentioning, and it keeps the bolt in an extended position. So let me get this put together and we will close her up. Okay, everyone, we have gotten to the point where this is installed. The gas block is mounted and secured. It, as I said earlier, is got the little gap in there that we set with the bolt carrier earlier. As you can see, or here anyway, the top rod is freely spinning even with the installed spring. This is all set to go. I've even set the gas. I don't know if you can see it real. Let me see. I've backed out the gas adjustment screw 4.5 turns, so this is the full open position. If you want to continue doing half turn adjustments, you can continue opening it further, and that will go into the bleed mode, and gas will bleed out of the front of the gas block. This is an advantage to this gas block in that it aids in fine-tuning the recoil of your weapon. Anyway, I'm going to put the whole rifle together, and then I'll do a review of the final product. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the install. Desert Gold out.